You need to understand that we're putting too many barriers or we're allowing what they say and their excuses, and it all starts to be the barrier when really it isn't. Hi, I'm Zohan, and this is going to be a straight up sales video. This video I think applies to agents who follow me, entrepreneurs, and well broadly anyone really, because this is something a lot of people mess up on. This applies to anyone who runs a business, does sales, funnels people in through their website or social media or digital campaigning. What I find with a lot of salespeople, and this is a mistake that I made early on, is when you're talking to people, we ourselves, through our communication and the process that we've created, we put too many barriers in between what we're offering and the person being able to commit. You know, it's a multi-step process mostly. You meet them another time, you have another call, and then you offer your product or your service. Or it can be one call, one meeting, boom, you close, right? You need to understand that we're putting too many barriers or we're allowing what they say and their excuses, and it all starts to be the barrier when really it isn't. As an example, a classic one that I hear people have a lot of trouble with is when somebody brings up a spouse or someone else being a decision maker. I know in the real estate industry, if there's another decision maker, I know what I'm going to do is make sure that decision maker is present, whether it's on the phone, Zoom, or in person, so I can get a decision now. Let's say they're hesitating because they want to set a meeting and they're claiming that they need to talk to that person or run it by them. This is what happens, right? How can we lower that barrier to entry? How can we step aside that roadblock? So I keep it simple and I say, hey, it sounds like you're on board. It's just about convincing your partner, right? And they say yes. So I say, let's do this right now. I just offer a solution right there, which is really what this is about as an entrepreneur, is you offer a solution. I say, right, let's do this. When are you guys normally available? Both of you. And they'll say, oh, we're available in the evenings. Say, great, let's pencil it out tentatively to meet and discuss this further on Saturday or on Monday. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't give them the time to talk to Julia. If they say yes, we have already something in the books. They say no, we scratch it, no problem. When would be a good time for me to send you a text or a follow-up call? Whatever you choose to confirm. Right now, in most cases, probably 8 out of 10 actually will agree with it. The main point there is your delivery, right? Are you saying that assertively, confidently? If I get a little bit of backlash, I'll say, well, this is just tentative. Let's just pencil that in and talk to them. I'll shoot you a quick text, give me the thumbs up, or we'll reschedule. No problem. That's it. It's the same thing when you ask somebody for their information, like you want to get their number or whatever, and they say no. Follow up with the second request. And all you need to think about is that this is the main things that moves all the barriers. This isn't a big deal. It really pays to come across as a reasonable guy, the reasonable guy. That tone emotionally helps push them over the edge to say, hey, this is not a big deal, right? So all of this, virtually all of it, has to do with your delivery. But that's one example of how we can make this easier. Another mistake that I see salespeople make is you want to qualify before you set the meeting. Now, if it's a one call closed, yes, you're supposed to qualify first. But if you're like me and you're in the real estate industry or any other industry where it's not just like a one call, one pitch, like on the spot, and you have subsequent meetings, calls, appointments, follow-ups, set the meetings first, then qualify. But what do? You make a mistake there. You put too many barriers. I want to make a commitment first. Now, why do I do this? Number one, the more that people know you and the more conversations and the time that you talk naturally, more rapport is going to be built anyway, and they'll be more forthcoming with you. But what you need to understand is that a lot of people are going to answer those questions differently after you set up a meeting. Why? Because they've given you a commitment now, and in their mind, the seriousness is gone up a couple of notches. This is a psychological thing. When I committed to something, it's serious now, or at least a little bit more serious. So these are kind of some things that I see people mess up with. Again, I did it in the beginning as well, made those mistakes, so I'm putting it out now. Also, I go back and I spot these mistakes again. Maybe I see them in real life, or I myself, every once in a while, make a mistake again. So I catch myself and thought, let's make a video about this. So it's just something for you to, to wrap your mind around. That's it for this one. Please do drop a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe if you haven't already. See you on the next piece.